Sa LGU, dalawa ba nandito? Porac and Bamban. Meron ho ba naka-install ng mga fiber optics sa inyo?
I think meron po.
Meron.
Yes.
Sa Bamban po? Meron po, no? Okay. Kasi imposibleng walang fiber optics sa inyo dahil nag-ooperate ho sa inyo eh. Hindi ho pwede na wala ho silang dedicated fiber optic lines for their operations. Ngayon, ang tanong ko naman, next Mr. Chair, with regards dun sa mga LGUs, siguro unahin natin sa sa Porac kay Mayor Capil. Isabay ko na rin yung isang tanong na rin para po sa inyong dalawa. Yung po bang pinagtatayuan ng Pogo, ano ho yun dati? Ano yung lupa na pinagtatayuan ho nila dati? Ito ho ba ay farmland? Ito ho ba ay protected area? Ito ho ba ay rice field dati? Ano ho ba ito?
Actually, titled po siya. Yung,
Yes, title as what? Anong land classification niya?
Yung sa amin po, agri siya ng
Farmland. Yung sa ano po, yung sa Bamban po. Ano yung lupang pinagtatayo nung palayan ba yan dati?
Dati po ay palayan.
Palayan dati yan, no?
Agriculture.
Ando dalaw po ba? Pwede kayo mag-reclassify ng palayan into, anong ginawa? Built-up area o commercial? Anong ginawa?
Ayan po ay hindi pa ako vice mayor noon.
Pero ngayon po na vice mayor kayo, yung po bang rice land, pwede natin i-convert into built-up area or commercial? Pwede po.
Para sa akin po hindi.
Ano pong ginawa ng LGU ninyo?
At yung pong barangay captain doon, siya po ang nag-reclassify.
Pero ang nagbigay po ng classification, ang nag-approve ng sanggunian.
Opo, after the
Hindi niyo ni-revoke yung classification as vice mayor.
As of now po, dahil kasi nandiyan na po yung mga building na malalaki. Kaya po
kahit lalo na ho ngayon, kaya ko lang binibring up yun because Mr. Chair, if we do not protect our farmlands, pag yung mga LGUs hindi na naintindihan na reclassify ng mga rice lands, maubusan tayo ng rice lands, which will also affect our national security. Second, but that's beside the point. Ngayon po, yung property po na nasa Bamban at saka sa Porac, as a Cruz, ito ba lahat on hold na? Ito ba lahat under sa preservation order?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Okay. Ano yung reason bakit nalagay sa preservation order itong mga properties na ito?
Unang-una, sir, gamit po yan in a criminal activity. So, that's one. So, if ever na ganun po yung kinasasangkutan ng isang lugar, then we can subject them for asset forfeiture being involved in criminal activity, sir, or ginamit sa criminal activity. And in cases, sir, sa mga pogo, sir, na nire-raid po natin, sir, lahat po ito, sir, sinubject natin for asset forfeiture. Both the property, the building, and even the vehicle, sir. Yung mga luxury vehicles nila na nandun, sir.
So yung mga nasa preservation order, hanggat nandun siya sa preservation order, hindi natin pwede siyang galawin, ano? Pwede nang galawin ito, hindi pa.
Pwede naman po, sir. Actually, yung isang building po sa Pasay na Pogo na niraid po natin, sir, ginagamit po namin ito bilang detention cell ng mga nahuli po nating mga Pogo. So, wala po kasing detention cell ang BI, Immigration, to hold about 1,000 of Pogo workers. So, what we did is, yung isang building po na forfeit po natin o na nagkaroon po ng asset preservation, ginagamit po natin siya sa mga government activities.
Yusek, General Cruz, will it be wise for the government to, pwede ho ba natin gawin na yung preservation order, gawin natin yung forfeiture to in favor of the government para maging fully honored by the government? Is that possible, Mr. Yusek?
Possible po yun, sir. Legal process naman po yun that enables the government to seize the property.
Yes.
At magamit yung asset po, sir, in yung pwede yung gawing eskwelahan or whatever the government would think of, sir.
Mr. Chair, hindi ko alam kung ano yung process na kailangan natin gawin para mas speed up natin yung transition from a preservation order into to convert it into a government asset.
I-clarify natin ng konti.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Mr. Congressman Richard Gomez, no? Yung sinasabi ho ni Congressman Richard Gomez in relation to the freezing and preservation of assets, that is a memorandum from the Executive Secretary Lucas Bersamin.
Yes.
Di ba? And this memorandum of circular that was issued by the good secretary is in relation to the properties that was ordered to be frozen and preserved under the Baupu compound. Yung Sun Yuan, yung kay ano to, kay Alice Go.
Yes.
So in other words, nagkaroon na sila ng preservation order na hindi nila magagalaw itong mga properties to na to. But in relation to that, kasi kung babasahin natin ang sinasabi dito ay in relation to the unlawful activity as defined under Republic Act number 9160 shall not be limited to the following. So, yung lang sa kay Alice Go. And the court have decided already
Yes.
that it will be freeze for 20 days. Diba? Ang tanong dito, Yusek, kung 20 days lang siya,
Sa frozen lang siya, Mr. Chair.
Frozen lang siya for 20 days?
Hindi pa
Paano
siya
siya?
pwedeng ariin ng
yeah,
gobyerno.
kaya nga nung sinabi mo, Congressman Gomez, medyo I wanted to intervene. Kasi when I read the decision of the Court of Appeals regarding these assets, no, that was frozen by the anti-money laundering and the the PAOK-TF.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So, ang decision ng korte, 20 days.
Pending, sir, yung hearing po natin, yung trial, then ginagamit po namin yung
Yung decision.
yes, sir, in this
So, walang number of days?
sir, we can ask the DOJ, sir.
Can we ask the, andyan ba ang
DOJ.
DOJ?
Baka alam nila.
Kailangan namin i-clarify, Mr. Chair, sa AMLC. Sila yung specifically nag-handle ng case na to. Alam ko nakasecure nga sila ng freeze order over the assets of si Mayor Alice Go, no, including yung mga bank accounts. But kailangan namin i-verify sa kanila kung may period of time ba in freeze order.
So, AMLAC, andyan na AMLAC.
Yes,
AMLAC,
Mr.
can you
Chair.
clarify this, this order?
Yes po. Good afternoon po.
Ano to, dated
Mr. Chair.
July 10, 2024. Decided by Associate Justice Florencio Mamawag Jr.
Sir,
Yes,
Okay
go
na.
ahead.
Sir, the process po kasi under our law, under the AMLA po, is we get an initial 20-day period po sa freezing. And then, during the 20-day period, a hearing will be set po for the extension. So, the maximum extension period po niyan could reach up to 6 months. And then, after, before the expiration po ng 6 months, ina-applyan na po namin ng civil forfeiture yan. So, civil forfeiture po will now be filed before the regular courts na po. And Prior to the forfeiture po, magkakaroon po, mag-i-issue rin po yung court ng ano dyan, ng provisional asset preservation order, and then eventually an asset preservation order po bago
Sige.
mag-issue ng order forfeiture.
O kasi nandito kung babasahin, kung bibigyan babasahin ko wherefore the ex parte petition to freeze order is hereby granted. A freeze order is issued effective immediately for a period of 20 days. Consequently, the court directs the covered persons and government agency to freeze and disallow any transaction, withdrawal, transfer, removal, conversion of the following bank accounts and property. Andito lahat yung bank accounts ni Alice Go, which entails like 29 billion ata yung pinag-uusapan natin bank transaction niya. And also the properties that was freezed by the court. So, basically, yung 20 days, subject to some extension.
Apo.
Okay. O yan, clarified na yun. Congressman
Yes, Mr.
Richard,
Chair.
at least, kasi very important yung minention mo eh.
Yes.
And basically, itong ating order na to na preservation order can be used also to some other properties like yung sa Porac.
And I think, Mr. Chair, napakalakas ng kaso ng gobyerno against all these operators saka sa mga seized na mga properties. Which also, I'd like to ask, Mr. Chair, dahil lang ang grupo nila Yusek Cruz, just about a few months ago, meron silang kinandado na Pogo Hospital sa Pasay. Ngayon, pag tinignan mo itong Pogo Hospital na ito sa Pasay, high-tech talaga ito. It can even change the identity of a person. Lang kinikita nito, puro mga Chinese nationals. So I'd like to ask si Yusek Cruz, paano niyo ba nakita ito at paano niyo isinara itong ospital na ito?
Go ahead, Yusek Cruz.
Yes, sir, Mr. Chair. May info kasi kaming nakuha, sir, na there is that existing Pogo clinic nga lang daw eh. But to our surprise, masyadong malaki to. This is a 2-story building. Nasa MOA area ito, sir eh. So in MOA area, from that boulevard, makikita mo to in Chinese character. If you're not a Chinese-speaking person, di mo maintindihan na hospital lang ibig sabihin nun. But kung Chinese ka, sir, you can read na hospital. And then once you get inside, maraming state-of-the-art medical equipment. So it's about 12 beds, hospital beds. May sariling operating table, merong cosmetic surgery room, meron pang hair transplant room, merong dialysis, laboratory,
So, ang tanong ko sa iyo, Yusek doon, so sis na natin yung area, what is the government doing on this facility?
Yun nga, sir, ang gusto ko itanong, sir, if you can help us. Kasi what we did is we just sinara lang namin eh. And hindi naman pwede, sir, masira, sir, yung mga equipment. These are state-of-the-art equipment, sir, na gamit ng mga Pogo work.
That's right, Mr.
And in
Chair.
accordance with the existing law that we have right now on those seized properties, I really don't know yet. So we will be assigning the COMSEC to look into the laws that are being implemented with regards to the seized properties.
Okay, Mr. Chair, if since the building has been closed already, it has been padlocked. I was wondering if that whole property is seized in favor of the government, maybe the government can make use of those high-tech equipments para sa mga public hospitals. Tulad sa Pasay na huli yun. Baka pwedeng gamitin ng Pasay para sa
And
hospital.
at the same time, the involved owners of the supposed hospital's facility are foreigners.
Yes.
And they run away from us, di ba?
Yeah.
Now, kung aantayin pa natin na bumalik sila at mag-complain sila dito, we might use the property. Yun na nga din ang sinasabi natin doon sa Committee on Public Accounts, wherein the properties that was bought by the Chinese people amounting to thousands of hectares dapat in favor na rin of the government.
Yes.
Di ba? At isis na rin natin because the burden of proof proving that they own the property, bumalik sila dito. Because they ran away eh. Nagtakasan na yung mga may-ari ng mga properties eh, mga foreigners eh.
Yung
Even
mga-
that hospital, di ba?
The doctors were taken in by the Bureau of Immigration, sir.
The what?
They told us na doctor sila but we doubt it. So, kasi nung hinanatan namin ng papel, sir, walang maipakita eh. So, they were one Vietnamese alleged doctor and another two Chinese
I think there are no
doctors.
existing law that govern that that area.
Yeah.
And for the meantime that there is no governing law pertaining to this kind of situation, then the government should take over.
That's why, Mr. Chair, babalik talaga ako doon sa powers of the LGU. Kasi yung LGU, they have the power to enter one area, yung premises, pwedeng pasukin ng LGU yun eh. Napakalakas, Mr. Chair, ng local government code. One of the most complex laws that we have in this country was given to the powers to the LGU. Ang LGU, if you'll take a look at sa munisipyo po kayo eh. So, may clause yun under municipal mayors. Titignan niyo yung Article 1, Section 444.b .16. Binibigyan kayo ng powers. Yun yung ang katumbas nun is Section 16 of the Local Government Code, which is the welfare clause. Anytime i-invoke niyo yung welfare clause na yun, you can do anything with your powers mandated by the people para pong pasukin itong mga pogos na to. Kaya hindi ho rason sabihin natin na hindi ho kami pinapapasok, hindi ho totoo yun. Pwede kayo pumasok. Lahat ng documents nila, you can check. The administrators, the BPLO, pag-issue nyo ng yearly business permit sila, di ba hinihingi nyo hinihingi nyo may business tax. Tapos tinatanong nyo magkano yung revenue every year. Sige, for example, Porac, Mayor, what is the annual revenue nitong napasaran na Pogo site? Kung di mo nagkakamali, it is standing on an 8-hectare property or 10 hectares ho ba? Gano'n ba kalaki yun?
8 hectares.
8 hectares. Tapos ang daming facility, di ba?
Yes.
So pati yung realty tax nun, makikita nyo kasi kung magkano yung mga nalagay ng mga infrastructure doon eh. Tinitignan natin, di ba? Tama ba? Admin?
Mr. Chair, good afternoon. Ang estimate po ngayon ng aming assessor on the realty that stands on the lot where the Pogo used to operate is around 6 million po.
6 million?
Opo.
I
But
do not
this is,
believe you. Lupa lang ho yan o pati yung mga buildings?
yun po ang current actually estimate po ng assessment namin ngayon.
Mr. Chair,
Yes po, Mr. Chair. Opo. Yun po yung current po na assessment po ng realty that stands on the Pogo Hub. 6 million yearly po.
The 6 million, wait a minute. That was converted, di ba? Na-convert yan, di ba, from agricultural to commercial?
Yes.
Now
yes,
it is commercial.
Yes, Mr.
Kasi sabi
Chair.
mo siguro, 6 million when it was not converted yet. Siyempre, 10 hectares yan. 8 hectares ba? 10 hectares.
Mr. Chair.
8.2 hectares po.
Ilan?
8 point, Mr. Chair, we will do so right away.
I don't understand. Makita
will
ng
report.
administrator, hindi niya alam kung magkano yung property dun sa lugar nila.
We will report right away, Mr. Chair.
Magkano yung business tax nila na binabayad? Administrator. Kayo bang po ipirma ng business permit o si Mayor po?
Si Mayor po.
Oo. Kasi pwede rin po mayroong mga administrator ng business permit eh.
Right.
Pero yung pagsingil po ng business tax, alam niyo ho yan.
Opo. Actually,
So itong facility na to, magkano ang business tax na binayad niya?
Mr.
For the
Chair,
past several years.
Mr. Chair, ang Lucky South 99 po, ang declaration po nila, no operation po sila. So wala po silang revenue na nire-report.
Ano sila, walang ano?
Meron po silang certification of no revenue, no operation po.
Naniniwala tayo sa kalokohan na yun?
This is, sir, actually po, nagbigay po sila ng BIR returns po nila.
Admin, we were not born yesterday. We will remind you. We will remind you to tell the truth. The members of the Committee on Public Order are still here.
Yes, Mr.
They
Chair.
might cite you in contempt.
Mr. Chair, I am speaking based on records po. Mr. Chair.
Wala ka nga record na pinapakita, hinihingi namin. Sabi mo, wala, hindi mo alam eh.
Mr. Chair,
Asan ang record nung non-payment, non-revenue?
Mr. Chair, right now po, wala po akong copy ng BIR records nila. But according to our BPLO records, wala po silang dinideclare na revenue.
Grabe, ang laki-laki na establishment
And
doon.
then, Mr. Chair, regarding din po dun sa collection po ng local taxes based po sa RA 11590, ang binabayaran po nila is a 5% gross on the gross in lieu of all local taxes. So, ang bayad po ng mga pogo natin ay sa national government po. So this is one of the reasons po, if we may, that actually po, in the beginning, the reason why the LGU issued the letter of no objection, Mr. Chair, was for economic
admin.
benefit.
Okay,
Opo.
I understand that the licenses are being paid by the Pogo owners sa PAGCOR. Kayo ang binabayaran sa inyo is yung business permit, construction permit, and any other permits that was being issued by the LGU. Doon sa lahat ng mga establishment that were constructed and given permits, how much were collected by the LGU?
From a recollection po is around 8 million po, including po yung real property tax. Actually, Mr. Chair, just to clarify, kasi nabanggit po kanina yung pangalan ng Whirlwind Corporation, nun pong discussion po kanina with PAGCOR. Whirlwind Corporation po is a realty corporation that is registered in the municipality of Porac. So hindi po siya, it is not a license, it is not a POGO license.
Okay. Before you proceed,
Yes.
Congressman Gomez, the chair would like to allow Congressman Acop to interject.
Please, by all means, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mayor, I think when you were in the Senate, tinanong ka rin itong tanong na ito kung magkano yung binabayad. Di po ba?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ang sagot mo doon sa Senate is 6.5 million over the years. Tama rin po ba? It's on record. Gusto mo ipasomon
Yes.
ko yung records ng Senate?
Yes, Your Honor.
Totoo. Now, yung 6.5, how many years yun? Over the years, sagot po ninyo
Over the years po.
Yes. Ilang taon yun, yung 6.5 million? Para makompute namin kung ilan, magkano sa isang taon. Kasi ang sagot po ninyo over the years
From the time they started the
And when was that?
operation, 2019, Your Honor.
So 2019 hanggang tumigil siya dahil hindi nyo binigyan ng license, hindi nabigyan ng license ng 2024, supposed to be up to 2023.
Yes, Your Honor.
Yung 6.5 million na yun, ano pong coverage nun?
The
Real property tax?
some are real property tax, some are building permit, occupancy permit, Your Honor.
Eh kasi you have to pay tax on the buildings constructed, di po ba?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes. So, ang total nun is 6.5 million.
Opo, Your Honor.
Oh, sinabi po nga nyo sa hearing na yon that the amount is minimal and did not contribute strategically or maximally doon sa sinasabi po ninyo na pag-asenso ng inyong lugar na Porac. Di po ba? Yun po ang sagot nyo sa Senate, if I remember it right.
Opo, Your Honor.
No. So, that's the... Your Honor, yun po yung binabayad talaga, 6.5 over the years.
Okay, medyo naklaro na natin yan, no? I understand that the PAGCOR received the big amount on the, what do you call that? The registration, the $100,000, and then the performance bond of $300,000, di ba? And these are being received by the PAGCOR, no? But there's no denying still that yung committed na, but going back to what we're talking about, yung committed illegal activities, no, pertaining to the much more revenue coming from the different scams that were committed inside the hub, yun po yung ating babalikan. Anyway, Congressman Gomez, you still have the floor, and reminding you that you still have like 1 minute and 17 seconds.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Ginamit niya yung oras ko eh.
Hindi counted yun, brother. Hindi counted yun.
Tanongin ko lang sa yung mga local officials natin, both Porac and Bamban. Ang daming ang daming pananakit na nangyari, ang daming tortures na nangyari. Alam niyo ba kung ilan yung namatay sa inyo?
On our part, Your Honor, wala pong hindi po namin alam.
Sa inyo po, sa Bamban.
Your Honor, wala rin po akong alam na kung meron namatayan.
Ako, hindi ako taga inyo, pero alam ko kung ilan namatay sa inyo eh. 63.
Sa Bambam po.
Pero hindi ko nare-report.
Dami, no?
Kasi, pag mayor ka, alam mo lahat ng nangyayari.
I-verify natin po. I-verify natin. Kasi ako po ay last June 4 doon pa lang po naging acting mayor.
So, that's why, important, kaya nga sinasabi ko sa inyo, ang lakas talaga ng welfare clause na section 16 ng LGU eh. Pwede kayo pumasok sa any establishment under your area of jurisdiction, area of responsibility. Kung hindi nyo ginagamit yung PNP, at hindi rin alam ng PNP, talaga may problema po sa lugar ninyo. Then the DILG will have to summon you. They will really have to question you for being ineffective sa inyong trabaho as LGU officials. Mabigat ho yun, ha? May torture na nangyayari. Andun nakikita, oh. Yung ibang pinakita doon na mga na-torture, namatay na. Hindi nga, namatay sa loob ng compound ng both Bamban and Porac, pero tinapon sa labas. Alam niyo dapat yan. So, Mr. Chair, The social cost is really too high, Mr. Chair, as compared to the benefits that the IGL is giving our country. Ang daming tinatamaan, Mr. Chair, nitong mga pogo, nitong mga IGL na ito. Number one is really the corruption. It corrupts our national government. It corrupts our local government. It corrupts our people. The people in the service. Ang daming illegal activities na nangyayari. It destroys our peace and order situation. Increased criminality, human trafficking. Mr. Chair, mabigat itong problema natin na to, and a solution must be done. I do not want to say itigil na natin to ngayon. But it will really have to be the call of the president whether he wants to stop this or not. It's really his call. On our part, Mr. Chair, we will really have to be, kailangan talaga bantayan natin ng gusto ang ginagawa ng lahat ng departamento na ito. Which also involves, itong problema natin, Mr. Chair, because of the doings of the BID, it also involves national security. Sa pababaya ng BID, ang daming nakakapasok dito. Mr. Chair, if you take a close look at intelligence reports, dito lang sa paligid natin, sa Congress, sa paligid natin sa Camp Aguinaldo, sa Camp Crame, ang dami ng mga sleepers, Mr. Chair, na hindi binabantay ng BID. And sleepers are people from other countries that once activated by their country can be formed into a military unit. Ang dami niya, Mr. Chair. In Cagayan, in Cavite, ang dami ng sleepers dito, Mr. Chair. Kasi ang laking problema natin sa BID eh. They are very much corrupted, Mr. Chair, by what's going on. So, Mr. Chair, let us be more prudent. Kailangan lakasan talaga natin to. And kung kinakailangan natin na i-penalize at parusahan itong mga ahensya na ito, Mr. Chair, so be it. Otherwise, this country, mapupunta lang to sa basura. Thank you so much.
Okay, maraming salamat po. You extended 2 minutes and a half, no? So that will be subtracted on the next hearing. Okay, thank you, Congressman Gomez. Now, the chair would like to recognize my friend. Baka naman sabihin, walang my friend. Congressman Romy Acop. You are recognized, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I would just like to state that I will go for the second round.
Because I told him to limit his query sa 5 minutes lang. Congressman, will you allow Congressman Keith Flores to have some manifestation?
Sure.
Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. In line with the manifestation of or the statement of Congressman Richard Gomez, Mr. Chair, there is a similar establishment in Lagundi, Mexico, Pampanga, which has not yet been inspected. Now, if we want to put to the test the power of the local government unit, including the committee's power, maybe I move, Mr. Chair, that we do an ocular inspection of this facility, Mr. Chair, in Lagundi, Mexico, Pampanga, which has a similar size, Mr. Chair.
Similar size?
Yes, of Porac and...
I think that is being investigated under the, no?
Yes, but Mr. Chair, they are not being allowed to go
I
in.
agree. I agree.
Yes,
So
Mr. Chair.
we will have a, we'll
Together with the local government unit,
yes,
Mr.
so
Chair,
we will be,
and the other agencies that may be involved.
bibisitahin natin.
Yes, Mr.
Okay, go, sige, thank you. So there's a motion that we will be having an ocular inspection on that area that was mentioned by Congressman Keith Flores. Any second the motion? There's a second the motion. Duly seconded. Any objection? Hearing none. The said motion is now approved by the Committee on Public Order and Committee on Games and Amusement. Go ahead, Congressman Acop. You have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Quiet lamang po
The basis of this investigation is the order of our speaker. Tama po ba? Mr. Chair, tama po? Yes. May I know, kanino po ba ang responsibilidad yung POGO na may licenses?
Chairman, you can, Chairman Pagcor.
Yes, sa amin pong responsibilidad yung meron pong lisensya na in-issue po ng PAGCOR.
Yung pong walang lisensya, kanino po kaya ang may responsibilidad nun?
Congressman ako, hindi ko na po masasagot yun dahil hindi na po sakop ng PAGCOR yun.
Pero, Mr. Chairman, would you agree with me that POGO with licenses would be under the jurisdiction of PAGCOR? And would you agree na yung POGOs without licenses would be under the jurisdiction of law enforcement?
I would agree, Congressman Ako.
Now, may I ask the law enforcement agencies, sino sa inyo ang Office of Primary Responsibility para habulin yung mga illegal POGOs? Insofar as your jurisdictions are concerned.
PNP. Anybody from PNP can reply with a definite answer.
For POGO operations, actually sir, whether it is illegal or legal, kaya lang may ginagawang mga illegal, we have an inter-PNP operations being conducted. Recently, it is the CIDG leading the operations, and we also have personnel from the Anti-Cybercrime Group supporting in terms of technical support po, sir.
That is